Welcome to Arts and Props with GL. Hi, I'm Gail. In this video, Luba and I will show you how to create this lovely patriotic bow. All the materials can be bought at the Dollar Tree, and you need 5 ribbons total. So there'll be 2 of the burlap ribbon rolls that are 2 inches wide, 2 of the patriotic ribbon rolls that are 2.5 inches wide, 1 floral garden 1/2 inch burlap ribbon roll that has a crochet look to it, a hot glue gun, glue sticks, a pair of trimming or crafting scissors, and a package of floral wire, 24 to 26 gauge. It's thin. If the Dollar Tree doesn't have any Florist wire, you can use pipe cleaners instead. This video also involves making templates from another video we did called One Trick Changes the Way You Can Make Big Bows Forever. And here's one of the templates. We need one that's 11 inches wide and one that's 7 inches wide. Basically, you're just dividing a piece of cardboard in the center, making a little slit there that's over 3 inches long, and then you're ready to go. To begin our patriotic ribbon, we will start with the 11-inch template. We're going to thread a wire through it, so you can see that Luba's threading a wire through this slit right there and bringing it up. And if you want, you can just twist it once so the wire stays out of the way. We have this patriotic ribbon right here, but it doesn't have any wire in it. And it is wider than the 2-inch burlap ribbon you see beneath. This ribbon is a burlap ribbon and it does have wire in it. So what we're going to do is place that behind the other ribbon so that it gives it some support. To begin your bow, take both pieces of ribbon and slide it up through the slit. Right now we see the back side and she's showing you what that looks like, but then you're going to flip it over so the ribbon's going the same direction on the back side as it is on the front side. When she wraps it around to the back side, that equals 1 loop. Now that she's past her thumb, that equals 2 loops, which is 1 time around. Now she's going around again, so that equals 4 loops. When you're taking the ribbon around, keep it a little bit more loose, otherwise it's a little harder to pull off. Now she's gone around creating 6 loops, and she will end with 8 loops. We've used 2 rolls of ribbon to this point. The next step is to scrunch up the ribbon as well as she can, and then pull it tight. While Luba's scrunching up the ribbon, she's bringing the wire down to wrap it around. And know that it might be a little bit more flat on the back side, so once you take it off, you want to scrunch it up a little bit more before you really start to tighten the wire. Now Luba is taking the bow off the template before she continues tightening the wire. And now she's turning it over, and we're going to see if there's any place that we can tighten up the wire a little bit more before really making it tight. And then just bring the wire behind the back side so that you can get a nice grip on all of that ribbon so it doesn't move. Then remember to twist it around 3 times. When you start to pull out the ribbon, start with the inside first and start to fluff it up on one side and decide on how much you want the burlap ribbon to show versus the patriotic ribbon. Now she's continuing to pull the ribbon on the other side. While the pattern on the bow is not symmetrical, it's got a nice pinwheel look to it that adds to the aesthetics of this bow. And it's really a gorgeous bow at this point. And this is the first step involved in creating this bow. Now we're ready to start on the top portion of the bow. We are using a 7-inch template for this one. You can see that Luba is using a piece of wire. She's stringing her wire up first. It's a good idea to have this extra long because you're going to use whatever's left over on this to tie it onto the other bow. So more wire is better. For this bow, we're using the 2-inch burlap ribbon with the 1/2-inch crocheted ribbon on top. This time the ribbon will be wrapped around 3 times, which will equal 6 loops. Now we're up to a total of 6 loops. And we're stopping there. So the first bow had 8 loops, this one has 6. She's pulling the wire tight just like she did with the first bow. Just remember that when you're pulling it tight on the front, the back side may still be more flat. So once you pull it off, you might want to check the back to make sure you get that tight too. Otherwise your wire can get a little bit of extra space in there that you may not want. After adding the wire, she's cutting the ribbon and pulling the bow off the template. Again, check the back side to make sure that there's no extra wire there that you might find undesirable. You just want to tighten it up a little bit. And you can see how Luba is wrapping it around a little bit more there. And she's twisting it 3 times. And now for the fun part, fluffing up the bows. Now let's check what it looks like on top of the other bow. Now take the wire from the first bow and tie it on the back side of the larger bow so that you are combining them together. Remember to twist 3 times. We would like to take this time to honor our United States service members. We appreciate you and we know you've risked your lives for us, and we just want to let you know how grateful we are for your service. The top bow ribbon end that is curled upward will be used for the center of the bow. Now Luba is taking that ribbon end and curling it into the center so it will be a very thin center. However, you could take a separate piece, fold in the sides of the burlap. To finish this step, she is hot gluing down the rolled up ribbon. Before we add another 1/2 inch ribbon to the center to pull everything together, we're making the tail first. For the tail, we're using the Patriotic ribbon combined with the burlap ribbon and cutting them to approximately 24 inches long. To prevent the Patriotic ribbon from curling, we are placing the burlap ribbon on top, and also this will make it a little bit more subdued so it's less busy. For the tail, cut another piece of wire that's about 12 inches long and then fold the 2 pieces of ribbon in half. Thread the wire underneath the fold. At this point, you can bunch up the ribbon and tie it on to the back side of the bow. Remember to twist the wire 3 times once you've added the tail. Luba is making diagonal cuts for the tail ends. Prior to making the cut, she's folded it to get the exact angle she wants. She's making it symmetrical by cutting each ribbon the opposite direction. The last step is taking the 1/2 inch burlap ribbon and threading it underneath the horizontal one in the center so it's going vertically, and then taking it over and gluing it on the back side. Because our ribbon was so tight, we are using a skewer to pull the ribbon through. Now that the ribbon is threaded through, she's bringing it over on the back side, and she still has some wire left. So you could either hot glue this on, or you could use the wire if you have extra on the back to tie it through. Because there's holes in this ribbon, it was easier to wire it on. She's chosen to glue it down as well. There's one last minor step, and that is to keep the Patriotic ribbon on the tail from curling. Luba is just tacking down the burlap ribbon to the Patriotic ribbon by placing 3 dots of glue at the top, middle, and end on each tail. And now we have this beautiful, lovely bow that took just a few minutes to make. And you can make this bow on your first try. No experience is necessary. If you enjoyed this video, we'd love to see you next time. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.